Okay, for period, Emily. Anything that you wrote down, please share.
From what I remember, the function is like f of x.
Yeah.
So she can ask you the further output.
Wow. So you wrote down two of the things that I'm gonna make everyone write down. So thank you. She said f of x and then input output. So if you didn't write that, please write that down. That is perfect. We're actually gonna do f of x today. So if you don't remember f of x today, you have to remember it. Right? All right. Okay, let's hear from somebody else. Wendy. Good. What doesn't repeat? The x doesn't repeat. Good. If you didn't write that down. The x cannot repeat. Okay. Can the y's repeat? Yeah. Yes, the y's can repeat. Okay, but the inputs cannot have double inputs because, let me challenge you, what test would that fail? Vertical line. Vertical line test. Good job. Thank you. All right, one more. Angelina. Wow, all my sophomores back to back. Anything else that Emily and Wendy didn't mention for the function? I'm looking for something else. Can someone share if they wrote down something that hasn't been said?
I mean, I put relationship between numbers.
It is a relationship between two numbers. That is what a function is. I'm looking for one more answer that hasn't been said that everyone has to write down.
I think Dorian wrote the first number.
Starts with a D.
No, it's not.
Distribution is what we're doing for stats, but not for functions. We're actually doing distributions of functions today. Starts with a D.
Wait.
Come on now, think about algebra 1 class.
Distributing. Dividing.
Decimal.
No.
No.
When I say it, you're gonna be like,
Don't say it.
domain. And if I say domain, what else is there to look at? Range. Okay. So that leads me to this slide. By the way, open up the slides in case I move too fast today because it's a lot of writing. So if you're not a fast writer, you might have to look at the slides. Okay. So the first one, if you didn't write this is what Emily said. Every input and output is part of a function. Okay. Between two sets, so that's what Angelina said, the relationship between two numbers. So it's a mixture of what both of them said, okay? And then number 2, the domain is a set of all possible inputs. So if you didn't write that down, domain is your input values, okay? And then the third part was the range is all your output values. So just put range equals output. And then the fourth thing was what Emily started us off with, which is f of x, okay? That f of x notation is very important to be able to analyze it and interpret what the data values are, okay? So for f of x, f is the name of the function, and the x inside is the input value. So if you don't remember that, jot that down, please. F is the name, x is the input, okay? For f of x. Okay, because that's what we're going to look at today, f of x. So if f is the name, x is the input, together, f of x together is your output value, which is the y, okay? It's the output you get once you look at the x into the function. All right, so the goal for today is to look at the distributions as functions, okay? All right, now forward. Okay, all right, the next part. This is page 18, right? Okay. The next part, I'm going to show you this table. Okay, this is a survey of teenagers who were asked about the number of hours of sleep they get every school night. Okay. With your table, you don't have to write it down. Just talk about it with each other because I'm going to call on your tables and y'all got to give me an answer. Okay. What do you notice about the data in the table? What do you wonder, okay, about the data? So these two questions, there's no like right or wrong answer. It's just I want to know what you're thinking, okay? And then the last question, how could we create a graph of the data set with the information from the table? What my other classes were confusing this with is I'm not asking what could we create. I'm asking how could we create the graph, okay? So keyword is how, not what. I'm not asking what, I'm asking how. All right, so I'm gonna put about 3 minutes, get an answer for each one, because you could get asked the first, the second, or the third for your table, okay? All right, go ahead. Kira, perfect timing. Somebody from Kira's table, you don't have to talk, they answer the questions. What do y'all notice about the data? That none what? None of the x's repeat. Good. The x's are counting by ones, right? Good. Thank you. Sebastian's table. What do y'all notice about the data from the table? Yes, right here. Most of the teenagers are in this range of the hours slept, right? From 6 to 8. Good, thank you. Sarai's table, oh, same table. What do y'all wonder about the data? Anything? Anything you wonder? There's no wrong answer. You have to wonder something. Help her out, y'all, in her table. Yes, Sebastian. Why are most people sleeping 7 hours? Okay, good, thank you. Oh, Sebastian's table again. How can we create a graph of the data with the information from the table? I don't choose it. This chooses it. How could you create? That's why you're supposed to answer all 3. You have to have a question. Answer it. So how could we create a graph? You could what? What, Glorian? Putting it in Desmos, thank you. Okay. Ashley's table. Where's Ashley? Oh. Ashley's table. What did y'all notice about the data? Ashley's table? Anybody? Her. Yes. I can't hear Ashley's table's answer. Actually, we don't do the notice. Do the wonder. What did y'all wonder?
I wonder why most students sleep between 6 to 8 hours.
Yes. Just to kind of ask the class, what is y'all's average sleep time on a school night? 4 hours? 9 p.m. Do you feel rested? Sometimes when I sleep more, I feel more tired.
Yes.
I think my perfect hours to sleep is 6.5 hours.
Wait, so that's between 6 and 7?
It is between 6 and 7. Good observation. All right. And yes, we are going to create a graph using Desmos. So everybody, let's go to Desmos. And do y'all remember the steps on how to do a table on there?
Yes.
Okay, go. That's the next step. You're creating a data. It should look something like this, and I need you to label your axes, okay? Okay, go. I'll leave the table up here so y'all can see it. Go to Desmos. If you need help, look at your neighbors, because everyone should know how to put a table in Desmos by now. That was preached to you in Algebra 1, right? Okay, why is the formula not y equals mx plus b?
It's not a line.
It's not linear. What is this called? Quadratic. Good job. So when you do the regression line, what is a regression line? Is it the actual graph?
No.
No. It's a graph that tries to get as close to the point as possible. Okay? So now that we have this, let's move forward. If you want to do the regression line, I have it here. Watch the video later if you don't know how to do it. Okay? You have to do the subscript on those. Okay? All right. Let's go. So everybody has their sketch and you labeled your axis?
Yeah.
Okay. Now go to page 19, please. Page 19. And here's the title. All right, everybody look at the screen. The first question is, could the relationship between the number of hours slept and the number of students who reported those hours, the frequency, be described as a function? Why or why not? What do y'all think? I hear yes. Good, that is correct. Why?
There's no repeating X's.
There's no repeating x's, and you saw the graph, right? It could be a function. All right, could the graph be generated from the data be described as a function? So the one that we saw, could that be a function?
Yeah.
Yeah, which function was it? Quadratic, good. Okay. And number 3, if you could describe this data as a function, which set of values could be considered the domain? Which is what? What does the x represent?
Numbers of hours slept.
Hours that they slept. Good. And what would be the range? Good. What is that word called?
Frequency.
Frequency. Good job. Good job. All right. Okay, here's your first question. I'm going to put 1 minute on the clock, and after the minute, I'm going to call on someone. Okay? So, let me zoom in. Okay. You already told me what is the domain? Hour slept. What is the output?
Frequency.
Frequency. Okay. So f is a function. You said that it could be a function, right? That maps the number of hours slept and the on a school night and the frequency of that response, which is the output. How would you interpret f of 5 equals 6? Okay. Now, if you don't remember what the f is, we wrote it down in our warm up. Okay. So what you're writing down is, what does the 5 mean and what does the 6 mean based on this mathematical statement? F of 5 equals 6. Write it down and I will call someone, okay? Okay, since I'm nice, I'm not going to call on no one this first round, but the next one I am, okay? So here's the answer. In this context, F of 5 equals 6 means that 6 students reported sleeping 5 hours on school night. Who got that right? If you have it backwards, remember the 5 is the input and the 6 is the output.
I forgot the interpreting part.
But the interpreting part is you connecting it to the actual table and what we're surveying, okay? You always have to remember that when it says interpret, just like we did on the Netflix paper, remember the Netflix hours?
Yeah.
You were supposed to interpret the standard deviation about the range of hours kids were watching Netflix. What was the answer for that?
Too much.
For the Netflix problem at the bottom. Y'all remember?
Miss, I didn't have like yesterday.
Here, Sebastian, look at your next clip.
Just write your answer. How would you interpret f of 9 equals 5? What does that mean? All right, 5th period. Nathaniel, what did you write? Good. Good job. All right, next one. What is the value of f of 7 and what does it mean? So this time I only gave you the input. What do you give me?
The output.
And then tell me what does it mean. Ready,
How
go.
the frick do we give you an output if it's not even there?
Oh, seriously? Do you know how to
Somebody help Evan.
Wait, what is what? 7?
What is the
I like the whole equation.
value of f of 7? What does that mean? Okay, I need an answer from Leslie. Shh, I cannot hear Leslie. And yes, good. She said the value of f of 7 is 10, and it means 10 people slept. Said they slept 7 hours. Okay, good. All right. What is the contextual domain? So the set of inputs of this function. So your answer should be a list of numbers. Go.
Stop.
All right. Check your work. Did you get it right? Okay. Also notice that when we're answering these, you would only get points if you actually wrote this as a sentence. Remember that our goal is to write answers that get us all the points as possible. Okay, if you just put the list of numbers, you might only get 1 point. Okay, and this is on the slide deck. Okay, so if you didn't write the whole sentence, it's okay. Go back and look at it. Okay. All right. What is the contextual range, the set of outputs of this function? Now I know that range can be repeated, like the y's can be repeated, but when you're listing it, you don't write it twice. So what number are you not going to write twice? 1. And also, it needs to be in order from least to greatest. We don't write numbers out of order in math, okay? Especially when you're answering a question like this. All right, so go. The range. All right, here's your answer. You get it right? From least to greatest? Yes? Good job. Okay. All right, the last question. Okay, and this one is a two-parter. So the first part is, how is this kind of function, so the one we just did, the frequency of the number of hours slept, the same and different from other functions we have studied? Okay, so I need an answer for how is it the same as the functions we've done, that we've studied, so like linear, quadratic, exponential, all that. How is it the same? And how is it different? So I need an answer for both. Okay, 1 minute, talk to each other, because I'm calling you. Inputs and outputs. Yes? That's similar, the same. The linear and exponential and all that, they have inputs and outputs, and so does this function, right? We had a set of inputs and outputs. Good. And then how is it different from the functions? Jackson. The same thing? Okay, let's try somebody else. Evelyn. How is it different? I'll give you a hint. Did we write an equation? No equations, okay? All right, good job.
Thanks, miss.
Thank you.